Hello everybody, we're back again with some more Wurm Unlimited. We've managed to meet up. You see Gwen up there in the distance exploring our newly discovered area. I did a little bit of clear cutting here and looks like a lot of work, but probably took me 5 minutes. We've got all the actions and skill gain and things like that accelerated drastically over the default settings. Um, just to mine a single block, for example, of stone would take you hours under the normal settings, but trees would take you maybe 2 minutes to chop down, and then you'd have to take another 2 or 3 minutes just to chop them up into smaller logs. It takes a second to chop down a tree and chop it up into pieces. So sort of a semi-creative mode, if you will. Like, we still have to work for the stuff that we have, but we don't have to work very hard at all. There's still the ability to die. There's all kinds of dangerous animals in the environment. Aside from real animals, horses and cows and chickens and pigs and sheep and things like that, dogs as well, that you can tame and have them follow you around. There's more mythical creatures as well, like giant spiders, which I actually saw just over this hill. Giant spiders, giant scorpions, trolls. What else is there? Can't remember what they're called there, but there's some enormous giants as well. Oh, take a little break here. Stamina is a very important thing to watch there. If you're climbing a hill and you run out of stamina, you're gonna fall down that hill. If you're swimming, you'll drown. That's what happened to us last time. We tried to swim too far, and we ended up both drowning side by side. Very romantic. I can hear Gwen rustling around in the leaves over here somewhere. Now she's doing a little bit of foraging before we start doing any serious work. Is she down in this pit? Oh, there she is. Hello, down there. She forged a pumpkin. She's very excited. I have 2 pumpkins, my dear. So this is our little area. We've got lots of forest there. More forest there. Nice steep hillside. There's some clay just around that corner. We've got some open stone here. We'll have to really play around with that to be able to get it level enough to mine. It doesn't like opening mine entrances at that kind of angle. And if you look on the map here, we're right here. That's that little island. So we've got water on both sides of us. We're fairly close to the center of the map. We'll head back over to where I was. Hello again. Change of plans. We're having a hard time finding a good spot to set up a mine. There's all kinds of weird rules to worry about for that. So Gwen spotted this little outcropping of rock here, and so we're gonna move on over here. We're not too far away from where we were originally, so the 100 and some planks I built won't go to waste. We'll be able to go and retrieve them later on. But yeah, so we've moved over to this little island here. It's actually not an island, but right here. Now the way things work in Wurm is everything is a vertical shaft when it comes to ore. So let's say hypothetically if I were to dig here and I'd hit rock and there'd be iron ore, if I continued to dig straight down, there would be an infinite number of iron ore going down. It's not like, say, Minecraft, where they're like random blobs of ores. They're all vertical pillars. So if this mountain is just vertical and there's not much, it doesn't cover much surface area, then it might not be the best. But if we do find ore, then there'll be a shaft of ore going all the way up. So Gwen's just climbing up the side of the mountain. Oh yeah, I guess it comes up here quite a bit.
I found a spot where it's easier to climb.
It's not all exposed stones, so.
Yeah, so I want to make my way up to see if there's a flat surface somewhere up there.
Are you on the east side or the west side of the mountain?
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait till I stop climbing so I'm climbing up a steep hill there. Maybe we can settle higher up or something.
I would rather settle close to the water.
Yeah, but we could always make big bins of water and shit.
Crap. Yes, but big bins of water don't work for boats. And climbing up and down a hill to get to a boat is kind of annoying.
We're gonna have a building up there and down there.
Okay. Yeah, this mountain is quite significant.
Alright, maybe up to a higher elevation.
Stamina regenerate. Yeah, there's a lot of things in this game that are still very slow, even if you do have everything accelerated. You can't change your moving speed. There is a god mode, or a moderator mode, I guess would be a better name for it, where your server administrator, in this case my wife is the server administrator, she's running it on her computer, she'd be able to essentially give me moderator privileges at various levels, and the highest level moderator, they have essentially unlimited freedom. They can at will just change a grass tile into, you know, paved cobblestone and things like that, and just spawn items into out of thin air, and carts and animals and things like that out of thin air, as well as fly. So our last game, our first game that we played on Wurm Unlimited, was we eventually set it up like that. We both had full moderator privileges, and we were just zipping around the map and spawning ridiculous amounts of resources so we could build our houses and whatnot faster. And oh, look who I found.
That me?
Yes.
So there's nothing up there.
Great. I just spent all that time climbing up the mountain.
So
Awesome.
where should we make our mine?
I think we should go back down to ground level. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. I'm falling. Let's see. Broke my arm. Awesome. I just bruised it. No biggie. That'll go away. Yeah, wounds are another thing to worry about as well. Bruises aren't a big deal. They'll eventually fade, unless they're severe. I'm not sure if a severe bruise is even possible, but cuts and punctures and things like that are very dangerous, because they will cause you to bleed out. Well, let's go back over to where we landed.
Landed?
Yes, over by the water, where we landed on land.
Let's see.
You see me? Gwen's creeping me. Where is she? We can follow through the woods at a very slow rate of speed, because you can't run in this game. Not at will, at least. I don't think this is where we landed.
No.
Oh yes, it is. Well, we landed over here more, but I think. I have no idea where we are. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a good spot here. It's nice and flat. Turn around. I'm behind you. Keep turning.
Yes, I see.
Okay.
But I'm talking about mine, like it was like mine.
Yeah, I know. But this area is fairly flat. What kind of slopes have we got? Oh yeah, slopes of 3 and 4. Pretty much anywhere along here would be fine, just somewhere straight on.
Yeah, and we don't want to dump mine with too low either, because then we'll have water in our mine.
No, absolutely. And it all depends on how steep the stone is. The steeper the stone, the more horizontal the.
Alright, get to digging.
That's a really lopsided angle there. Look at the top edge of that, where the stone is. You got a slope of 44.
Do that.
No, just go over. Even going over a square doesn't help.
You said that I could get the
Yeah, within reason. Right here would be perfect. Rock's already exposed. Right here. Let me prospect it. We'll just fix the dirt around it a little bit, and we'll be able to climb up to it, no problem. Right here. So prospecting, what that does is, like I said, everything's a vertical shaft. So if this says that there's ore nearby, that means that, okay, there's lead ore nearby here. There could be other things as well, I don't know. But,
So we just have to exclude all the other ones around it.
Yes.
So let's get to it.
Yeah, so that's going to be our entrance. Actually, that might even be too steep. That's 104 slope. Maybe it'll be better down here. few different ways to do some actions like digging. Got my shovel. If I were to right click, oh, that's an apple tree. I need to cut that down first. Okay, so there's a few different ways to do things, like you right click and dig, but that's really slow. Right click, dig, right click, dig. If you just double click on the tile, and it's contextual with which corner you're standing on. So if I stand on this corner and double click and just click dig a bunch of times, it'll just dig. You've got other functions like flatten, level, pack, things like that, but we'll get into that as we go along. 47 slope. Go ahead. Alright, well, we'll continue doing this there, and once we get a mine opened up, we'll continue recording. Alright, so we finally decided on a location. It's relatively flat through here, lots and lots of trees. There's water just over that hill, and I've actually opened up a mine up here. Now, to show the sort of the terraforming that can be done in here, this has all been sort of semi-leveled out. It's not perfect yet, just level enough that we can walk up here without being severely slowed down. So we've got a mine. It's very dark. The sun's gone down there, so it's pretty dark here. And yeah, it's pretty scary, ominous music in there. So now basically, I prospected the surface before I broke through, and it says that there is iron nearby. Now, like I was saying, everything's a shaft, so basically anything I build, anything I mine straight down, if that was iron, there would be iron all the way down. So I'm just going to keep on mining for a little while here, see if we can't find some iron ore. Just gonna break in a couple more blocks, and then I'll do some more prospecting. So the way we've got this game set up right now is really fast. You can imagine how ridiculously grindy this is. And the scary part is too is that on the main servers there were people who actually cut tunnels all the way through, like straight through these massive mountains for shortcuts. They would lead, like, there's a starter town where everybody would start, and a team of people would get together and just cut this massive tunnel straight through the mountain, so you could, get out into the world a little faster. There. So we've got an opening. Don't have any iron ore yet. Now if we go in here, you can see all our rock shards are dropped. That's good for, we'll need that to make forge, to make ovens, to make cobblestone. There's all kinds of different things that the stone's good for. We'll have to make a chisel once we get some, I think it's made of iron. Once we get some iron, we'll make a chisel, make some tools that we need for that. Let's prospect. That's just going to check and see if there's any ore nearby. That doesn't help me. That's right. Prospecting on the surface is all that tells you. So if I were to climb up here, very slowly, prospect that. Yeah, you'll see there's iron ore nearby. So I don't remember what it is, but it's something like a 6 by 6 square. And so somewhere in a 6 by 6 area from there's going to be iron. I'll look it up there later on. There's guidelines online. There's a very extensive wiki on this game, because there are so many mechanics to worry about. Alright, I'll keep on mining. So, if you have a look at my skill tree here, you're going to see that there's a ridiculous amount of skills in this game. Everything from carpentry, that breaks down to fine carpentry, fletching, bowery, toy making, shipbuilding, and wood cutting is separate. So cutting down trees, that's one skill, but actually making things with the wood, that's where your carpentry comes in. Mining, digging, fire making, pottery, you name it. There's everything in this game. This is dropped below 30 because we died. That's the only real disadvantage, other than losing everything except for your starting items. You lose some points on a random skill. It's not a big deal, but you know, I only lost 0.25, so it's not a big deal. Tracking, paving, prospecting. See, prospecting is even separate from mining. That's a separate thing altogether. Alright, let's keep mining. I think other things, religion. This has to do with magic and shit like that, but I don't really do that. Has to do with those altars I mentioned in the last episode. I really don't know what they're for. It's got something to do with gaining favor with various religions. Okay, so we've broken through here. Body, mind, and soul, these all allow you to do various things. You normally, I can't remember what you start at. I think you start at 1 on all of these normally with the normal settings. So we've given ourselves a massive boost. I think you cap out at like 10 with a free account on Wurm Online. So 30 pretty much lets you do just about anything. You need certain body control and mind logic and things like that to ride different animals and to drive different carts and boats and things like that. So there's a lot of very, very deep skill building that has to happen to be successful in this game. Alright. So just like the digging that I demonstrated there earlier, the same thing is true here. You can right click and mine. You got mine downward and mine upward. That means, you know, if you were closer to the water and you broke through, because the entrance drops quite a bit, you might hit water. So your next mining operation, just dig up a little bit, and that's going to ramp it back up to get you out of the water. Because what happens with that is you come in here and you mine these super heavy rocks and ore and things like that, and you can't get a cart through because there's water at the entrance. So yeah, we wanted to make sure we were far away. We made that mistake with our last game. Oh, I'm turned around here. What am I facing? Torches help, definitely. There's all kinds of different torches that you can make. So what you can do as well is if you're on a custom map, you can set up ridiculously high percentages. You can have like 10% of everything underground is iron, for example. I wouldn't leave much room for the other ores as well, but by default I think it's 0.5% of every square, every tile in the map would be iron ore by default. So pretty sure. Alright, go through again. Still no iron. I'm pretty sure this. Not close enough. Because this is a default map. This actually isn't a custom map after all. There's only going to be 0.5%. So 0.5 of all the squares. Like there's thousands and thousands and thousands of squares. Thousands, millions, I should say. 0.5 of them are iron. So when you find iron, you're gonna want to take advantage of it as much as you can. So you want to mine up and mine down. You can mine the ceiling as well. You don't have to just mine the walls. You can mine the ceilings. So and that works a little bit differently. It doesn't break an entire square. It just sort of shifts the ceiling up or shifts the floor down if you mine the floor. So you can kind of, you know, mine the ceiling and mine the floor a little bit, and you can actually build buildings in the mines as well. So then you can build a tower inside to get higher up or get lower. So that would be the most efficient way to do that. Alright. Oh, look at that. I found a ruby. I don't really know what those are for. But that weighs next to nothing, so we'll take it. Don't want to lose it. So, yeah, I found a ruby. A passionately red ruby. It cannot be improved. Improving is a great system in this as well. Basically, all the quality is oh, I guess some of it's 10, some of it's 30, some of it's 50. Quality is based on your skill, so depending on how high your skill is when you create things, you'll get a higher quality. And that means that it'll last longer, because you've got, like, pickaxe I've been using quite a bit, actually shovel I've been using a lot. That's got 5% damage, so if I repair that, I'm going to lose a little bit of quality. The higher the quality, the longer it lasts, the less likely it is to get damaged, and when it does get damaged, it can take a lot more repairs before it's rendered useless. Improving, you can't improve any of these are all pre-made stuff, but normally you would see a little, in this last column, you'd see a little, like say a log or a plank or a hammer or something. That just means, you know, that's the material you need in order to improve it. So let's say you've got a lamp post, which is, or a lantern, we'll say, a nice iron lantern. To improve that, you might need a whetstone to sharpen it. You might need a chisel to carve off rough edges. And it gives you these descriptions as well, so it kind of adds to the realism. A pelt to polish it, another iron lump to I guess add to it. So that would have to be red hot. It'd have to be sitting in a forge. You need a red hot lump or glowing hot lump of iron. Combine the two together, and again, depending on your skill, you might get an increase in quality. If not, you risk damaging it. Then you have to repair it, losing a little bit of quality, and then go back to improving it. So it's an extremely grindy game, and I'm not usually a big fan of grindy games, but when it comes to achieving things in this game, it's a great feeling when you finally get that big house finished, or when you finish a boat or a bridge or anything. You really feel like you've done something, you know. It's not like most games where it's like, oh, I made a sword and it took me 2 seconds, you know. But you have to grind and grind and grind and grind just to beat that enemy on the next level or whatever, like in an RPG. Never been a big fan of RPGs just for that, but this game, you've got so much freedom, I can look past it. Well, I guess I'll take a little break here. I'm going to keep mining, see if I can find some iron, and I'll come back when I have. Alright, and I'm back already. It's literally been 2 seconds. The next block that I broke, I found some iron. So that's good. So to give some perspective on that, if I were to break this square, I'd still be able to dig straight up and straight down. The iron would never run out. So that's a cool thing about this game. Well, I mean, it never run out. I'm sure there's a bottom somewhere, and there's obviously a top to this mountain. But I can dig for quite a bit and gather quite a lot of iron. So I have some iron. I'm going to go ahead and break some of that. Actually, I'm going to check and see what I need. Oh, and to give you an idea of how much you can create in this game, this is a list of basically all the items that you can craft. It's pretty ridiculous. Like, I mean, it just goes on and on and on forever. Like, got all kinds of different kinds of barrels, all these different tool parts, shovel heads and axe heads and hammers and chisels and you name it. But basically what I'm looking for is nails. Not looking for, that's why I'm rushing to do a mine right off the bat, is because you can't really build anything without nails. So I need a furnace so I can smelt it. I can do that in a campfire as well, if I remember correctly, but it's not on the corner. No, not a smelter. Clay, bull sand. Oh, above sand. Okay. Stone. Okay. That's not. Here. All right, just jumped on the wiki real quick just to see, and so to create a forge, I need to close this. stone and clay. So I've got lots of stone just from mining. That's a great side effect of that. And I need some clay. Now, Gwen, before she signed off, said that there was clay down in that direction somewhere. So I think I'll pop over there, grab some clay, and come back and build a forge. Alright, so grab some clay, and I'm back. First step is I'm going to need to create a chisel. Luckily the chisel uses stone, which I have plenty of. So in order to do that, we need a log. Well, a small piece of the log. Come in here, and oh, what's going on? Oh yeah, you have to be in the cave to open things that are in the cave. Makes sense, doesn't it? Alright, so we've got a log, and we've got that's leftover garbage from before. Anyway, we need where's my rock shard. Nope, that's not right. So I need my carving knife and a log. That's going to give us all these. Now, to build a stone chisel, a wooden handle which comes from a shaft. So, now this is where it gets grindy. Whoops, did not need 4 shafts, but okay, thank you. So you take your carving knife on a log, which you cut down and chopped up into smaller pieces earlier, and you create a shaft. Now from the shaft, pop that in there, bring that other one. You have more things that can be made out of shafts. So it's going to be a handle that we need. Create a handle, and we got a handle. From there, stone chisel is deceiving. It does need iron. So what we're gonna have to do, I'm just gonna drop this stuff at the entrance so I'm not carrying it around. We're gonna need to create a campfire just for that. Alright, so we're gonna have to mine some iron, build a campfire, and smelt it that way. It takes a while to do it that way, unfortunately, but you have no choice. And this is super heavy. I mean, that's 4 and it's 80 pounds. This will pop out here, make ourselves a campfire. Kindling and steel and flint. Pop down there. Yeah, we've got the parts we need, so we'll use that log. I'll do it the other way around, the other way this time. Create kindling. Alright, so I'll take steel and flint. Yeah. Yeah, we'll pop it right here. There we go. We have a fire. Now to keep this fire alive, we have to feed it. Let's just examine that. Burn steadily and will burn for a long time. Awesome. So let's pop that open and that open. Now the campfire is a container, so basically it's just a matter of taking it from one container and dropping it in the other one. So this is going to slowly heat up and eventually turn into an iron lumps. So I'm not going to make you sit here and wait for that. I'll do, so you can see it's starting to heat up there already. Alright, back again. So I have a forge. Well, at least the beginnings of a forge. Now I just wanted to show how these items are made. The same concept applies to walls and houses, furnaces and forges and boats and carts and anything that needs multiple items other than like a stone chisel is 2 parts. It's a handle and a blade. These basically, when you add it to the crafting window, which is that button down there that I discovered, well not discovered, but rediscovered, it tells you what you need. So you need 10 clay, 10 stone. I've already got that set up, so basically you just pop that in here and then just mash on continue. You might fail once in a while. It's very rare with the skill level that I'm at, but you usually don't lose anything. It just damages the brick maybe and slightly reduces the finished product when you're done. Let's see, we have 3 left. There we go. So that's all that. And we'll do the same with the clay. Now again, this is very much accelerated. It normally takes a lot longer than this to create these things. And we have a forge, just like that. So it works the same as a campfire. It's just faster, holds heat better, it's more efficient. This is just super easy to make, basically. So I'm just going to pull that iron lump out of there. Grab some wood out of here. Grab all of those. Scrap wood's good as well. Scrap wood really has no use whatsoever. It's only good for carrying 80 pounds of logs. Once these heavy things are down as well, you can't pick them up, but you can move them. So I didn't really line it up very well when I put that down, but get this thing fired up and shift it back. I think we'll call it a day after that. And you can also use wood scrap to create kindling as well. So you don't have to have that's if it's not. Now certain things can be combined as well, like small iron lumps, if they're hot, can be combined to make larger ones. Wood scrap, it's just a pile of wood shavings, so it can be combined as well. Carving knife. Create kindling, 97%. Bam. Now to light this, instead of using this on the kindling, you use the steel and flint on the forge. Your kindling needs to be in your inventory, but it'll pull that out automatically. Let's see. Poof, it's gone. And just like the campfire, we'll throw in, that's a big log, but it's worth it. Alright, so that's that. We've got our mine started, we've got our forge built, we're smelting iron, we'll be able to make some nails and build a cart, finish off this ramp. I threw my tent down there, that just gives me a spawn point, so if I do die, I'm not going to spawn like over there. I'll spawn right back at my tent, which is along here somewhere. Not sure exactly, I'll have to do some cartography to figure out exactly where I am, but it's somewhere in this area here. Pop me right there and be able to pick up where I left off. Yeah, so we'll call that a night. Thanks very much for watching. I know this was a bit of a longer video, but it's a very time-consuming game. I try to cut as much time as I can, and I might do some editing there to shorten this up even further. But anyways, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe for more. I plan on doing a lot more with Wurm. It's an excellent game to get into.